Hey guys, 1970 here, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. So today I'm going to be showing you my fossil marvelous deck. So let's get this video started. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to my channel. Want to see more comments like this? Leave a comment down below. Also, okay, ring the bell just you know when a new video comes out. It sounds tired. My bad. So we're going to start off with spells card first, and then monsters, and then so on. The main deck. So let's get started off. So first card is Marvelous Hortense. We want this at 2. I want this at 2. One sec. It's the beautiful for Marvelous, of course. Well, first time a visual monster would be destroyed by battle is not. If a Marvelous monster is special summoned, set during damage set, you can target one visual monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. So yeah, that does. On to the next card. I won 3 Marvelous Unformed Dead. What? It's quick play spell. Activate one of these effects. All your Marvelous, all monsters your opponent controls loses 500 attack for each visual monster on the field to the end phase. Ritual summon one Marvelous visual monster from your deck in the bench position by stripping monsters from hand or field. Those total level is equal to exactly twice its level. So let's say you want to summon a level 2 from your deck, you have to should be level 4. So yeah. Next spell is gonna be the fossils. Some fossil stuff. Time string. We want this at 2. I'm trying not to sneeze. My allergies are a little bit on. Target one fossil monster you control tribute it, and if you do, special summon one fossil monster from your deck. Those original level is 2 times higher than that monster. So 4 to 6, 6 to 8. During your turn, during your main phase, set the turn this card was set. Sent to graveyard. So set for the turn it was in the graveyard. You can banish this card from graveyard and one fossil fusion monster from your graveyard, then target one fossil fusion in your graveyard. Special summon it. So is this a monster reborn? You have multiple fossil fusions in your graveyard. Or fossil fusions. Okay, next one is Miracle Buster. We want this at 3. What this does is send a level 4 or lower walk monster from your deck to grave. Then, if you have fossil fusion in your graveyard, draw one card. You're going to activate one Miracle Buster per turn. Yep. Next card is Fossil Fusion. We want this at 3. What Fossil Fusion does is fusion summon one Fossil Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials from on it from any graveyard. You can banish this card. You can banish monsters from both graveyards. Neither player can target that monster with that special monster with monsters can die. Just to summon special monster with effects, so it cannot be targeted with monster effects. If a face-up fossil fusion monster you show is destroyed by a battle or a card effect, well, this card's in your graveyard. You can add this card to your hand. You only use this effect once your turn. So you don't add this back to your hand once your turn. Next is hand destruction. Is one quick of the deck. Each player sends 2 cards from their hand to the graveyard, then each player draws 2. Simple and easy. I do want to take out one of these if I can to put a Forbidden Opposite in place with them, in place of 1. But other than that, there's not really much to place in this deck. Except for that card. Okay, now we'll start with some monsters. Balbadus, Pencil, Legs. We run this at 3. The level 8, 2500 attack, 1200 defense, walk, whistle monster. You can whistle summon this card with a marvelous card. You can discard this card to whistle summon one marvelous whistle monster from your hand by stripping monsters from your hand or field. Those that will equal to or exceed it. You can only use this effect of marvelous once per turn. If you control monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense for each whistle monster in your grave. So more whistle monsters in your grave, the better. Next one is Marvelous Arcden. Arcden, I think. Am I reading that one? It's another level 8. So walk whistle monster. Oh, there Earth attribute that you know. All these monsters I'm going to be showing you is all going to be Earth attribute. So it does make that easier. Say that now. It has 2,000 attack, 3,000 defense. You can whistle summon this card with a marvelous card during the main phase. Quick effect. You can discard during the main phase, my bad. The main phase. You can discard this card, whistle summon one marvelous whistle monster from your hand by shooting cards from hand or field. Those total levels equal or exceed it. So it's a quick play whistle summon during your opponent's turn and my turn. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a monster or targets a card you control. Quick effect. You can place one whistle monster from your graveyard to the bottom of your deck. And if you do, negate that activation. And if you do that, destroy it. You only use each effect once per turn. So yeah, it has negation for targets. And, yep. Next, level 8. Marvelous betrayal or murder. Um, has 1500 attack, 26 defense. So walk whistle, of course. What its effect is, you can whistle summon this card, whistle mob this card. You can discard this card to whistle summon mob this monster by saving the attack's total equal level or exceed it from hand or field, of course. If this card is whistle summoned, you can target cards your opponent controls. Up to a number of whistle monsters with different names in your graveyard. Destroy them. So, yeah. Maximum destruction I want to get with this deck is I think 6 is the maximum destruction I can get with this deck because I'm about to show you 3 more. Marvelous Hacker. One that's at 2. It's level 4. Walk Whistle Monster, of course. Has 1300 attack, 26 defense. You can whistle summon this card with a Marvelous card. If this card is whistle summoned, add 1 Marvelous spell trap from your deck to your hand. During your main phase, you can activate this card effect to whistle summon 1 whistle monster from your hand by stripping monsters from your hand or field, including this card on the field that equals the level or exceeds it to whistle summon a monster. You go and use this effect once per turn. So you can add as many cards as you want, but you can only use whistle summon with him once per turn. So there, correct. Next one is Marvelous Ordhen. Another level 4. Walk Whistle, of course. 1600 attack, 25 defense. You can whistle summon this card with a Marvelous card. If this card is whistle summoned, add 1 Marvelous monster upon your deck to your hand. Except for this card. During your main phase, you can activate this effect. Whistle summon 1 whistle monster upon your hand by stripping cards from your hand or field, including this card. Those total level equal to or exceed the whistle summon of a monster. You don't use this effect once per turn. And then the last Marvelous monster is Marvelous Pwn. We want this at 2. We want that at 2, of course, but it's all. A Walk Whistle, level 2, 500 attack, 2000 defense. What this does is you can whistle summon this card with a Marvelous card. If this card is whistle summoned, target 1 Marvelous monster in your graveyard. This card becomes that level of that target if you added that to your hand. Then, oh no, it didn't add to your hand. Done that. Oh, cool. During the main phase, quick effect. During the main phase, done that. The main phase, quick effect. You can whistle summon. You can activate this effect to whistle summon 1 Marvelous Whistle monster from your hand or deck by summoning cards from your hand or field. Those total level equal to or exceeds it. The level of the Marvelous monster. Well, Whistle monster. You're going to use this effect him. You're going to use each effect once per turn. Yeah. Place effect one per turn. So you can only add one graveyard to your hand once per turn, and you can only summon one deck once per turn. And then that all the wishful monsters. Next, we'll start off with some monsters. Monsters, I would say. Okay. So we won Out Emancipator, Analyzer. At 4, Sees level 4, 1500 attack, 700 defense. She's a walk tuner. What she does is, well, if your opponent, if only your opponent controls a monster, so let's summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can activate the top 5 cards of your deck. If you do, press to summon one level 4 or lower non-tuner walk monster. Also, place the what's on the bottom of your deck in any order. You can only use each effect one of this card once per turn. And of course, we won this at 3. Because it's actually really good for the deck. Next one. Because it's a rock deck. And you can do this first turn just for fun. Also, Dino Peterson. If you don't know what this card does, I'll explain it. It's level 4, walk effect, 1200 attack, 1300 defense. What it does, if this card is flipped summon face up, well, if this card is flipped face up, destroy all special summon monsters on the field. Neither player can special summon monsters. So yeah, easy to your finisher for going first. If you're going first. Going second, you never want to play them. Shell Knight is the next card. We won this at 2. Oh, we only won that. I have 1, of course. This is, he has 0 attack, 2000 defense. Walk effect. When this card is normal summoned, you can switch this card to defense and inflict 500 damage to your opponent. If this card is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add 1 level 8 walk monster from your deck to your hand, or if Foster Fusion is in your graveyard, you can special summon it instead. For the rest of the turn, you cannot activate cards or effects of that with the name card. Same name card. So yeah. So it's another way to get out some level 8s from your deck. Too bad all my level 8s are whistles, or I would be summoning them. This is one reason why it block um, block dragon, yeah. Block dragon came back. This deck would be with Show Knight. Prince Quacker. It's a level 3 walk effect monster, 800 attack, 1600 defense. If this card is special summoned, discard 1 card, and to do, send 1 fossil fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. You can send this card from field to grave, take 500 damage to your opponent. Then, if a fossil fusion monster is in your graveyard, If fossil fusion is integrated, like the fusion spell, you can return one of your bonus cards that mentions fossil fusion or mineral it mentions it to the graveyard. You can return it back to the graveyard. You go and use each effect once per turn. One is a guy at 2. And the last card from the main deck, Weathering Soldier. We won him at 3. Level 4 walk effect monster. 2000 attack, 1200 defense. What he does, if this card is destroyed by battle or disintegrated by a card effect, add 1 fossil fusion or 1 card that specifically lists fossil fusion in his card text, except for Weather Soldier, from your deck to your hand. So I cannot add himself off of himself. You can only use this effect of Weather Soldier once per turn. Once per turn, during the end phase, this card loses 600 attack. So if this card was on field, this card would lose 600 attack during the end phase. Wait, during your end phase, my bad. During your end phase. And that's for the main deck. Now for next deck. We'll start with the XYZ. Gal Granite. We won this at 2. So rank 4. As a walk XYZ effect monster. Like I said, all monsters are going to be Earth attributes that I'm going to show you. Even through extra deck. So let's keep on going on with that thing. 2 level 4s to make him 2 level 4 monsters, so yeah. 2300 attack, 1800 defense. You detach 1 material to activate 1 of these effects. Add 1 walk monster from your deck to your hand. Rest summon 1 walk monster from your hand and face down defense resistance. You can only use this effect of Ganon once per turn. So you're going to use his effect once per turn. Or if you want, well, we want to have him at 2. So yeah. Next is they're sharing less than though. Level 7 walk synchro effect monster. 2350 attack. 1600 defense. What it does is takes 1 Earth tuner plus 1 or more non-Earth monsters. Well, non-tuner, but it still has to be Earth monster. Not that. While this card is faced on the field, you can send 1 spell card from your hand to the graveyard to negate the activation of a monster effect and destroy it. We won him at 1. And now let's go with the fusions. First thing first, we got the Fossil Skull Buggy. Level 4 Walk Fusion effect. Well, they're all going to be fusions I'm showing you, so I don't need to read that part. 1400 attack, 1200 defense. Takes 1 walk monster in the graveyard plus 1 level 4 or lower monster. Must be fusion summoned with fossil fusion. When this card is destroyed, and opponent's monster by battle. Inflict 600 damage to your opponent. You can advance this card from your graveyard. Add one monster from your deck to your hand that mentions Fossil Fusion. You can only use this effect once per turn. That's what he does. On to next level 4. Fossil Warrior Skull Bone. He's a walk fusion, of course. 2000 attack, 800 defense. In case one walk monster plus one level 4 lower monster. Must be using someone with Fossil Fusion. This card can make up to 2 attacks on each monster. On each battle phase. If it's bound during during each battle phase. Okay, cool. On monsters. So it attacks twice if your opponent controls 2 soul monsters. So it can only attack twice. You can advance this card from your graveyard to add one time stream from your deck to hand. You're going to use this effect once per turn. Next. Level 4. Also, we want to both have one. Does it, is Fossil Dragon Skull Gas. Or Skull Granite. Might be granite. We won this at 2. Has 2500 attack, 0 defense. Walk Fusion Effect. Monster takes one walk monster plus one level 4 or lower monster in your opponent's graveyard to fusion summon it. Must be fusion summoned with Fossil Fusion. If this card attached to a monster does piercing battle damage. You can advance this card from your graveyard. Add one Fossil Fusion from your deck to your hand. So this is actually the fusion spell. And you only use that once per turn. And that's the last of level 4s. Let's go on to the level 6s. Also, Warrior Skull Knight. We want this at 1. Walk Fusion Effect Monster. 2400 attack, 11 defense. Takes one walk monster plus one level 6 or level 5 monster. Must be fusion summoned with Fossil Fusion. If this card attached to Prince Wizard monster does piercing. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can activate this effect and make it a second attack in a row. So it can attack again. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target one monster on the field, destroy it. You can only use this effect once per turn. So, and then the next one is Fossil Machine Skull Wagon. Walk Fusion effect. 1700 attack, 1500 defense. One walk monster in your graveyard plus one level 5 or level 6 monster. That's what it takes to fusion summon it. Must be fusion summoned with Fossil Fusion. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. When this card destroys a opponent's monster by battle, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. You can advance this card from the graveyard, then target one spell or trap on the field. Destroy it. You can only use this effect once per turn. And now on to level 8s. And we on that note at 1, 2. First one is Fossil Machine Skull Convince. We want this at 2. 2100 attack, 18 defense. Walk fusion effect monster. Takes 1 walk monster in your radar, plus 1 level 7 or higher monster. Must be fusion summoned with Foster Fusion. While you control this fusion summon card, all monsters your opponent controls lose their attack equal to their defense. Original defense. Oh, so their defense gained attack somehow. They will not use it. This card can make up to 3 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. And that's what that does. Next card, also Warrior Skull King. We won this at 2. Walk, Fusion Effect, 2800 attack, 1300 defense. Takes 1 walk monster plus 1 level 7 or higher monster. Must be fusion summoned with Foster Fusion. This card can make up to 2. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. So it can attack twice. If this card attacks Avengers as a monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Quick effect. During your opponent's turn, you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, discard 1 card, and if you do, switch summon that monster to your side of the field. You can only use this effect once per turn. So quick effect. That monster in your graveyard, mine. And then last fusion. Fossil Dragon Skulldin. We won this at 2. It's also level 8. Of course, has 3500 attack, 0 defense. Walk fusion effect monster. Takes 1 walk monster, plus 1 level 7 or higher monster in your opponent's graveyard. Must be fusion summoned with Foster Fusion. Before damage calculation, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can switch the current attack and defense of that monster until the end of the damage step. If this card attacks punches a monster, inflicts piercing. If this card was fusion summon, if this fusion summon card battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage inflicts to your opponent is double. So it inflicts double battle damage with any to the attack or defense if I'm attacking with it. And jeez, it gets cute with this deck. That's it. So yeah. I guess I can show you a little bit what I want inside. It's not full side, but this is a little bit of what I want inside. I want double Lancia, Artifact Lancia. The level 5 Fairy effect. You can set this card from your hand, spell tracker zone. During your opponent's main phase, if this card was set in spell tracker zone and destroyed and sent to graveyard, you special summon it. During your opponent's turn, you can trigger this card from hand or face up on the field. Neither player can ban this card from for the rest of the turn. This card is that card effect. So, as mentioned, that small text has 2300 defense, 1700 attack. The next is Chaos Hunter. We want this at 2. It's a Bean effect monster, level 7, 2500 attack, 1600 defense. When your opponent special summons a monster, except during damage step, you can discard one card, special summon this card from your hand. Your opponent cannot banish cards. And then the last card is Dark Wool No More. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay. Well, second last card. Forgot that. I still have that in there. Dark Wool No More. It's normal spell, of course. Negate effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls till the end of the turn. Also, for the rest of the turn after this card resolved, your opponent cannot take damage. Neither player can activate monster effects in response to this card activation. And then Twin Twister. Discard Quick spell, discard one card, destroy 2 spell interruption. That's only some size. There's more than just that one, but I just want to show you a few of them. Okay, let me show you what the deck is now. Need to get some stuff ready for that. As you know, this is a 40 card deck. So, yeah. There you go. Okay. Now let me show you how this deck patterns a little bit. So let's say I'm going. It kind of counts what kind of hand I get. So I'll see what hand I get first. So this is the hand, one of her hands. It do want to go first. First, you would do this. Activate Miracle Buster. Send. Yeah, fine. Where's that? Send. Where is he? Send Chillnet. That wave. Chillnet effect. Add me. Yeah. That man. and then activate this. Wish someone with that to summon this from the deck. His effect. Eh, you could do a different wild if you wanted to, but this would be better. Let's see. Either wild would work. So yeah, either wild would work. So instead of doing that, we're going to go for the different route. We'll go for him, his effect, add him, then his effect, tribute him, summon him, his effect, add me this effect, summon me him, his effect, add me back him, and then his effect, tribute, okay, I could do that, tribute him, to summon out another or one. This one to add me, let's see, no, what's that? Summon out this one instead, to add me to Peel Spell. That would be better. Add Peel Spell, activate Peel Spell, and then activate False Fusion with Shell Knight and this from my grave to make him. And then that's almost summon him. And then do this end the turn on that. So yeah. So yeah, I got this kind of feel on them. Just a summon from deck. Discard cards, special summon from graveyard. Need a prayer against special summon. This card they probably would have at first, and then they have these two to deal with Asher. So yeah, this is probably one of the best feels I can get. Um, last part would be to summon him, but I didn't get the tuner. So yeah, there's a different way I could have done. I could have made this level 4 XYZ and got the tuner that way, but um, was that is you're kind of relying on luck was the tuner to summon this. So yeah, it's a 50-50 chance with that tuner. So I better not. You only do the tuner play if you have extra stuff you can do. Sure. If you don't, then you won't. So let's say this was a different level 4, I could have. I still would not have been able to. Let me think. Yeah, if I could summon out two of these, two level 4s, skip deal, could have. But yeah. So that's the basic tip of how this deck works and different kind of plays. How it does it. So yeah, this deck is very consistent. It makes boards that break boards and can play during your opponent's turn and during your turn. A really good deck play. It's very fun. I play so much. I've gotten used to the combos now, for sure. But it does take a second to get used to the walking mirror combos, marvelous combos, to mix with the Boston combos to be able to do this stuff. Because you have to make sure what monster you want someone to do your next play. But yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. Have fun with playing it at any local tournament that you go to or regional. Because this deck actually could be very viable in regionals too. Because this deck is super good. Like it's literally one that literally if you can get all the combos down and stuff, this deck is literally anti-meta. It's just a little bit hard to understand at 1st. But if you go down on the combos, it's it's anti-meta for sure. But yeah, so I guess I'll see you guys later. Peace. This is 1917.